All right, good afternoon. Welcome to New York session. I hope you're doing well. Um, okay, let's start with the dollar index as usual. Ooh, my belly is rumbling. Looks like I need to put some food in the body. Anyway, so we had the dollar index move into targets as we were expecting yesterday. And I think pretty much yesterday I did mention we want to see only pure down candles moving lower, and you can see that, right? Now when the pullback happened yesterday, that was the best time to get in. So if you look at how on the lower time frame, especially on the H4, this candle pulled back. That was yesterday. I think it happened during our session. So what I did was actually highlighted where the breakout is. So on the lower time frame, if you go into the, I think it was a 5 minutes time frame. Yeah. Okay. So when price was going up, all that I was doing was monitoring the down candles, because at some point price is going to resume going lower. Why? Because of what I said yesterday. There's a high probability that they're going to move lower with big down candles, and well, now you can see it's happened, but before it wasn't looking like a down candle. Right? Yesterday during our session, it didn't look like a down candle, but that's what you're going to anticipate. So in scenarios that I explained yesterday, there's a high probability price is going to keep pushing lower with big down candles. And when that happens, any pullback that happens in the lower time frame, like in here, you're going to anticipate it going lower. Okay, if we see any movement going up, you're going to anticipate going lower. So if they have any down candle, just highlight them. This happens to happen during the New York session, right? Inside the purple line. Highlight this, then price kept playing around, and then we broke. Once we broke, that was it. The price was just gonna continue going to the target that I gave, and you can see that's where we are now, right? Now, in terms of trade ideas, when that happened, remember yesterday when I was doing the session, it kept coming back to me. I wanted to say Bitcoin, but then it kept saying British pound. I kept saying British pound, and I said maybe there's a trade idea on the British pound coming, right? You can go back and check yesterday's session, and then you hear me saying that actually that's what happened. There was actually a trade idea on the British pound on a 5-minute chart. So as soon as we finished the session, I basically looked for a trade idea here, and I gave the target to be this equal high, right? And I said it's too clean, they're gonna go for it. So when I got the trade idea formed, that was the target right there. All right, so when we expect price to go in a specific direction, most of the time you're gonna be looking for trade ideas on the lower time frame. Okay, you're not always going to get the trade idea on the higher time frame. You have to move into the lower time frame, which in future we will talk more about it, how you can use how you can use the lower time frame to get in sync with the higher time frame. If you can bridge the two, that is where you become, whatever you want to call it, a trading ninja, because the lower time frame sometimes can be a little bit complicated. It can be a little bit difficult, But if you can bridge the high time frame to the lower time frame, then you become a ninja, because you can see it on the high time frame, like here when I was pointing to this level, and then you can look at the lower time frame and get in sync with the higher time frame. Okay, so that's that for. And there was a trade idea on the euro as well during the time. Yeah, so but I got caught into the British pound trade, because that's the one that kept calling me. British pound. So I dived into British pound and I got a nice trade on that. So that was nice. Now today, because it's NFP week, personally, that's it for me. That's it for the week. All right, I'm done, essentially. Why? Because it's NFP week. We've dropped down to the 50% of the range, which is this level here. We've dropped down to the 50% of the range. And again, since it's NFP, from today, which is Wednesday, till Friday, there's going to be a lot of manipulation. Okay, there's going to be a lot of manipulation. Hence, you want to be careful, looking for more trade ideas. Hence, for now, in my opinion, if you have not got any trade with all these big moves, then you need to sit on your hands and wait till Friday. Maybe after the NFP, it might give another trade idea. I do have the next target for the dollar index, which is down here. So we have 104.18. That's where I think price is gonna drop to next. The 104.18 to 103.95, that fair value gap over there. That's where I think price is gonna drop to next. But as to whether they're gonna just keep going down, that I'm not sure. Okay, because it's Wednesday. When the week started, we just dropped. So there's been no manipulation on the upside. Hence, I don't trust that we might continue going down, especially at that 50% level. So you can see on the lower time frame prices pausing. Now, don't get me wrong, it can continue going lower. As a matter of fact, that's what it's going to do. But whether it's going to do it today and tomorrow, that's what I can't guarantee, right? So I'm being cautious. Let's go to the H4 time frame. You can start seeing some big wicks on the down candles, right? Which is not good. This big wick, that's not good, especially during a London session. Okay, it could signify that they want to reject, right? Hence, just sit on your hands for today. There will be other pairs that are giving trade ideas, but again, if I were you, that's it for the week. But everybody's different, so let's carry on. So dollar index, our next downside objective is 104.18. That's what you're expecting. If you see it going up, that is where it's going to come back to. So if it goes up, that would be great. We want to see that, and then we sell short to continue going lower. So on euro, if we happen to come back down, we expect them to go back up. The next upside objective on euro, I think they've touched this candle's low. So the candle's high is going to be the next upside objective. Essentially, it's a gap. So yesterday I gave you a trick, right? All you have to do is invert it, and then you see the dollar index, right? So dollar index, the same level, right? That's euro inverted. So on euro, this is a up candle. They've touched the low. So the up candle's high. That's the dollar index, right? It's just a trick. So that's where euro is going to go next. So 1.0825 to 1.0873. That's the two upside objectives. But we look for the first one, which is 1.0825. That would be the next upside objective. Now, the reason again why I'm saying what I'm saying is they can form a down candle, because I think we've moved away from all this consolidation. So they can form a reaccumulation candle, and we are at a good level for that to happen. Okay, we are at a good level for that to happen. Now, let me see if I'm allowed to. Okay, let's talk about it. Let me change this to that one. Okay. So there is an idea of how you can basically predict what price is going to do, where price trade ideas are going to form, by knowing a range, by understanding when a range is forming, or when price is going to trade inside a specific price level. So between a high and a low, that's a range. So if you have a high here and you have a low here, once price confirms this as a range, because at some point, if it's going down, it will turn around when it's going down, right? When it forms that turning around from here, you can almost predict where trade ideas are going to form by doing what I'm going to show you. Okay, so you're going to divide this low to this high. You're going to divide it into quadrants. So you're going to divide it into like this. So these two will be divided, this will be divided into two. Then you divide this and that into two. Then you divide this and that into two. And then you get 4 quadrants. That's basically what I was showing you earlier here. Right? That's what I was showing you earlier. Then you can divide this 2 into 2 again, this 2 into 2 again, this 2 into 2 again, and this 2 into 2 again. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quadrants. Now that's as high as I go. If you want to go crazy, then you can divide that into 2, 92, and then you get 16. But 8 is enough, especially on a high time frame like this. 8 is enough. So when you have that 8 quadrants, which I'm gonna change this to, okay, that's the 8 quadrants. That 8 quadrants, you're gonna be first looking for in the first 2. Let me find that. So this will be the first 2. You divide it into 2, the range. In the first 2, if price is gonna go up, once we get a confirmation price is gonna go up, there's going to be a high probability of price running a low. It's gonna run a stop. And sometimes it will come to you unaware, because you probably might not see it, but they will run a stop. Once that stop is run, like this, once that stop is run, that's it. Price is gonna scream up into the 50% and then beyond. Okay, that was the first knowledge that you need to know. When we confirm a range, so when we confirm something like this, if price is gonna move back into this range, this high to this low. This low to 50%, there's most of the time going to be a run on some kind of a stop in the 50% in here. There's going to be some run on stops, then it will move higher. So when you're seeing it, it takes practice. When you're seeing it, then you can trade it. So if you see a range forming and you see a run on stop, you can buy it. Or you can wait for the stop to happen. Once they reject, then you buy it to go up. That's the first knowledge that you need to know. Okay, and sometimes that can be a little bit intimidating, because when it's happening, it's gonna feel like price is gonna continue going lower, but it's not. It's just running stop, and then it'll continue going up. From there, once you have that basic knowledge, then you go back to the 8 quadrants. And what you want to do, and this is a huge one, I think I should be reserving this for the I should be reserving this for the portal, but I'll give it to you. Just write it down, because I'll refer back to it in future. When you divide it into into 8, you're gonna drop down to a lower time frame. So in this case, if I'm on the monthly or the weekly, I'm gonna be dropping down to the 4-hour. Okay, I'm gonna be dropping down to the 4-hour. So here. And now let me hide this, so it'll be much easier to read it. And then let me maximize this. If, okay, this is a big if this is a true range, this low to this high, okay, if it's a true range, what you will see is that there's going to be that magic happening. This one at the levels when price is going up, these levels, they will form a down candle, basically, or price will form a down candle at that level. That's the trick. Price will form down candles at that level when it's going up. So when did we confirm we are going up? We will confirm that we are going up here. That was when the range was confirmed at this price, because that's when we had a run and then we had a break. So here, that's when we confirmed that we are going up. So from that point, you're gonna have here, that's how it's going to look like. So once price was here, that's when you have this quadrant, you have this level, and you're going to anticipate price coming to the 50%, right? It's much better on British pound, but I'm just using this for now. Going forward, this level here, you want to see down candles forming there. So when we confirm that we are going up, when I see this down candle forming at that specific line, to me, it's a huge sign that I'm on track. Okay, when you see a down candle forming at that level and then price moving higher, you are on track. What you're seeing is true. If you don't see it, what you're seeing is not true. Okay, because if it's true, then that's one of the I'll say algorithmic principles that you're gonna see happening on the chart, that at every quadrant, That's why I said if you divide, you can divide it into 16. I haven't done that, but you can divide it into 16. And if you do, for example, if you divide these two, where is it? There we go. If we divide that into 2, okay, you will see at the middle, there will be a down candle at the middle. Okay, every single one of them, when price starts going up, if you divide these 2 into 2, you see a down candle forming at the middle. I don't know, but it's that. Okay, so when price started going up, let me play it. So all of that was a pullback. And how would you know this is a pullback? Dollar index. Dollar index was the one that was telling that was a pullback. Here, that's a down candle forming. So you're on track. Here, that's a down candle forming. You're on track. That's where we are now. So I'm not surprised, right, to see a down candle forming here. Now, if I divide that into 2, if I divide this into 2, that's a down candle here. If you divide this into 2, we didn't actually form one, but there was just a little one there. Essentially, what it means is there's trade ideas that is going to form at that level. Okay, trade idea is going to form at that level. This into 2. There's a down candle forming right here. Okay, so what that gives you is be confident in the direction. That's what I use it for, confidence that you are on track. Price is going in the direction. So here I mentioned we are going to go for the candles high, right? On the daily, we're going to go for this candles high. The reason why I'm confident in that is because of what I've just showed you on the lower time frame. It gives confidence that price is going there. Okay, it gives confidence that price is going there. Right? I've just taught you something very, very powerful. If you use it, you'll see. Anyway, so that's how you gain confidence in price direction. But the first thing that you need to understand is that below, once we confirm a range, a low to a high, below 50%, there's a high probability that there will be a run on stop, and that run on stop will lead price to expand higher below the 50%, or there will be a run on stop if it's a sell above a high, and then price will resume going lower. Okay, now the same idea, if we present it on the British pound, you're gonna have this high to this low, and that low here. So that would be the first one. This will be 50%, right? So below 50%, there's going to be a run on stop. Once you see the run on stop, expect price to expand higher to go to 50%, and then OTE. If I change this to the same thing that I was doing, you see the same effect on the lower time frame. So at every quadrant, there's going to be a down candle. So not surprised we are forming one right here between this. Sorry, that's not a quadrant, is it? That's the high. This one. Between this and that, that's that one. And then here, that's another one. The one that I bought was the one that was happening yesterday, somewhere down here. 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 It's a green candle, but it's a black candle. That's a black candle. That's a black candle. That's a black candle. Okay. So when you see that happening on the lower time frame, then it's more or less guaranteed price is going to reach for your targets. All right. I think I've spent enough time talking about it. I can go deeper into it, but that should be okay. Right. So final range divide into 4, 2 first, then find the 50%. Then divide into 4 if you want first, and then divide it into 8. So that's my 4, and then that's my 8. Every one of them has a meaning. The 4 is just to give you an idea where to be able to do more buying. So if you want to buy, you have to do more buying in here. In here, that's where you do most of your buys. Not before they get to the 50%. Once we breach the 25, right, when we confirm you're going up above the 25, in that zone, that's where you do most of your buying, because we've moved away from discount, and in the 25, between the 25 and 50, that's where you're gonna get a stop, a run-on stop most of the time, because at the 0 to 25, that's where the reversals is happening. So between the 25 and 50, that's where your stop run is going to happen. And once the stop happens, it's going to move to 50%. Okay. And this happens a lot on the higher time frame. You don't do this on the lower time frame. Okay, you do it on the higher time frame. It does work on the lower time frame, but the higher the better. Price is fractal, so the higher the better, because the higher time frame controls the lower time frame. Period. Okay, let's carry on. So I'm giving you reasons why I'm expecting what I'm expecting. Okay, and I think we can do, when you get to Bitcoin, we do the same thing, and I'll show you. Anyways, let's carry on. So yeah, British pound, we are going to go to let me go to the weekly. This is this level here. That's a volume imbalance. That's our next target. So the low of it comes in at 1.2900. That's the next target for British pound. So you're gonna be looking for a buy on British pound right here. Again, do you buy today? If you want to, but I wouldn't, because of what I explained earlier. NFP is coming, and they might pause and then form a down candle and then continue going up. The one that if you want to buy, I think I spoke about the Australian dollar, right? That's the one that if you want to buy, I think there is still room to go to that breaker that I talked about here, the down candle, right? There's still room. Why? Because it's still at the, now that you know, at the lower quadrant. Okay, it's still at the lower quadrant. We've not got to 50% yet. 50% is all the way up there. So it's still cheap. That's why yesterday I was recommending this. If you waited till what 12:30, you'd have got a nice buy, and then now we're up here. The 12:30 news didn't do much. It actually, to be honest, I was disappointed. It was a waste of my sleep. So 12:30, let me change the time. That was, yeah. So it was a waste of my sleep. I was expecting them to shoot it up, but rather they took it into a retracement back to this candle's high, and then we resume going up. So I didn't get any trade on this, to be honest. I didn't get any trade. I still have the one that I took yesterday, and that's it. Okay, so if you want to buy, then Australian dollar or the New Zealand dollar would be the best one, because it's still relatively cheap compared to the euro and the pound. It needs to catch up with what these two are doing. So New Zealand can also be a good one to buy. Let's go to a week. Actually, let's go to the month, because it's better. Why is there a good buy on this? Because the range is this low to that high, and we are still inside the lower quadrant. Okay, let me change this. That was okay. We are now just about to go above the 25%, right? And that would be the good area to buy. But here we are still cheap. So if you want to buy, then you can buy either this or the Aussie. Okay. For now, just target the breaker. Zoom in. Okay, for now, target this down candle. That's the drawn liquidity. I think this down candle here, your stop will be protected on that. So not the best risk to reward. Let me go to the lower time frame. Yeah, they've already retraced to the candle's high, so that's it. That's the break mitigation block, and then targeting this candle's low. And that's it for now. Okay, it can go beyond that, but again, you have to take it week by week, day by day. So today we can likely get to that level. If it pulls back, great, buy cheaper somewhere down here. All right, but if it doesn't, then it will just continue going up. So yesterday the euro pound stopped out. For those that for those that sold the limit. Now it's doing something that, again, I'm just watching for now, because that move, it's incredible. Now, are they going to reject them? It can still reject and come for this low. Why? Because tomorrow they have rate announcement on euro. Okay, so I'm not sold for this big move. If I'm wrong, then it will go all the way up to take out this high, and then that will be a reversal. Okay, if I'm wrong, then it's gonna go up and take out this high, and that will be a reversal. If not, then it has still the opportunity to come back and attack this low. And tomorrow will be the deciding factor, because we have rate announcement at 1:30. Well, let me check the time again. 1:15 my time, which is GMT. So 1:15 GMT tomorrow, there is a rate announcement on the euro, and that can cause this to completely give up the ghost and come all the way back down again. And if that happens, whew, yeah. Anyway, how will it happen? Like, you're gonna look for a run above today's high, and then a break of structure on the lower time frame. That's what you're gonna be looking for. Okay, so it's not anything magical. Just anticipate a run above today's high, and then a break of structure on the lower time frame. Then you look for price to drop down again. All right, so let's see. Apart from that, It's only a scalp that happened on the pound, Aussie, and the pound. Okay, let me show it to you so that you understand. This is what you'll be looking for in case we get that run above previous day's high, rejecting and then coming lower. That's what you'll be looking for on the euro pound tomorrow. If they're going to reject and go lower, you look for tomorrow to open, take out today's high, break structure like this. That's the sort of structure break that you're looking for. If it's not like this, you're not interested. That's what yesterday I was looking for. Okay, so if it's not like this, you're not interested. Then pull back, then you sell. And then we will resume going lower. Okay, so that's a nice scalp. That's the scalp that I was talking about to come and attack this low. And then pound New Zealand did the same thing. Previous day's high, break, pull back, sell. Easy trade. Okay. Let's go to gold. So yesterday we spoke about where we were, right? Or where we are. When we were, where were you? That's a common phrase. It reminds me of school days when I was very young. That's the typical English that we used to say, just to play around. When we were, where were you? Okay. So yesterday we were talking about potentially price reversing from here. If we are going to go down, it should reverse from there. You can see it actually couldn't even get there. On the daily time frame, it has not given the run above the previous day's high yet. So I'm not convinced yet, because it can still come up and take out the previous day's high, and that's how I want it to be. If it starts going up, if it starts going down like this, I really don't like it, because it leaves again this high and this high exposed. That's equal high. We want them to take out the high. Okay, so as it stands, that's basically what you're going. I still don't trust that if we go down from here, we're going to continue going down. I don't trust it. Always look at this and that as equal. When it's like this, it's different. When it's like this, it's different. That's higher high. That's the same thing that I just showed you on this pair. You trust this, or I trust this more, that we are going to go down than this one. Actually, they take out this one. They took out that one. There's always a rate. This one. Okay, that one. I don't trust it. If, look here, this high to this low, it comes back up. It does not take out this high and then it goes down. Right? That is equal high. That's what I'm trying to show you on gold right now. That's equal. So if we have that, I always don't trust that, because it might come back at any point in time with some crazy news and then come and sweep those highs. So with that said, let's see if they can come back up, especially with this H4 gap still open. It can come back up here before going down. So until we get that, if you're selling, take your profit below this candle's low. Let me zoom in. If you're selling, take your profit below this low. And that's it. It can go beyond that, but as word of advice, take it below that low and then wait. Okay. what other condition can I sell? That's extreme, but it can happen. If it can close below this candle's low, or even close below previous candle's high. This one, if you can close below it, okay, that's when I'll consider a sell. But even with that, still, I like this high to be taken. Anyway, so back to the H4, you're gonna be looking for this low to be taken, and that should be it for you. Crude oil, I think I said they're gonna come for that low and this low. That's the drawn liquidity. So look for continuation to the downside. And once that low is taken, then we will see. I think we might get a big move happening in the next quarter. If I talk about quarterly shifts, maybe, maybe not. But every 3 months, there is a move. And these 3 months, they've used all that to go down. So example would be 3 months, price goes down. 3 months, price goes down. 3 months, price goes up. 3 months, price goes down. 3 months, price goes up. So there's a move that happens every 3 months, right? So this 3 months, they're taking it down. So there's a high probability the next quarter, which is in April, we will come back up. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so let them go for these lows and potentially that. I would like them to take all of it, so we don't have anything behind us when we start rejecting. And that rejection might start probably the second or third week of March, because the reversal sometimes happens before we get into the quarter like this, right? They will reverse, then we get into the quarter, and then we go up. Here they reverse, and then we get into the quarter, then we go down. Okay, that sometimes will be the case, or they'll wait till we get into the quarter and then they reverse. But since we're already down here, there's a high probability that they might reverse before we get into the next quarter, which begins in there. Okay, so in here, you're gonna start anticipating them taking out this low and then reversing, because price does not go down forever. Not on these kind of asset classes. Someone is interested in it. Oil, big players in there. So there will be a reversal below this low. Okay. Yes. I think that 3 months low is in trouble. Now, quick one. If you want to be profitable in trading, focus on daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows, monthly highs and lows, quarterly 3 months highs and lows. This is where trade ideas are likely to form. And I'll leave it like that. Okay, focus here, the highs and lows. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so when price is moving, it's going for one of these, or it's reversing from one of these. That's it. Okay, when price is moving, it's heading for one of these, or it will move away from one of these. I'm going to repeat it again. When you see price going up, it's heading for either a weekly high or a weekly low. I'm sorry. How can you hear? Anyway, when price is going up, it's heading for a weekly high, a monthly high, a quarterly high, or a daily high. When price is going down, it's going for a daily low, a weekly low, a monthly low, a 3 months low. That's it. And sometimes a yearly low as well. But that's big too much. But it is the same thing, because price is fractal. So it's always going for one of these levels, or it's reversing from one of these levels. So here, the reason why price is coming down is because it's coming for this low, which is a 3 months low. Where did it reverse from? Here, a 3 months high. Here, this red line is indicating a 3 months. That's the high. That's where it reversed from, and it's heading for a 3 months low. Here, that's a 3 months high. That's where price reversed from. Here, that's a 3 months low. That's where price reversed from. Here, that's a 3 months high. That's where price reversed from. Here, that's a 3 months high. Here, that's a 3 months low. Yeah. And then yearly, you can add the yearlies to it as well. As a matter of fact, in 2022, I think, yeah, 2022, price reversed from a yearly low. Let me zoom in. Here, in 2022, it took out a yearly low and then reversed. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you need to focus on. These time frames, the highs and lows. If you want to be profitable, focus on there. It's either price is heading for it or is reversing from it. End of. That's it. And you build all the narratives around that, because it's algorithmic. There's no way price is gonna move from that if it's not something engineered, right? I think I've said too much today. And I don't have much time. Anyway, yes, we are going for this low. Okay, so focus on, yesterday I got a nice scalp. Just a scalp on the 5 minutes chart. Right in here. The beauty about understanding prices, you can trade anywhere if you know where price is going for. This, let me zoom in. This range. This is the low. That is the high. Remember what I was just teaching you? It's the same thing on the lower time frame, but you have to be really, really good at price. Here, that's a quadrant, right? That's an up candle forming. Right here on the lower time frame, I have to go seconds chart. I don't have it. Here, there's an up candle forming there. This is a 1 minute. Maybe on a 5 seconds chart, there's a high, an up candle forming here. The same thing here. And the price comes to where it needs to reverse, 70.5. That's your perfect entry. Then price is gonna come back up here. That's a down candle forming. That's a down candle forming. And then it goes for that high. Okay. Again, I think I've said too much today. So that's what I did yesterday. So focus for this low. So this New York session, that purple line when it starts, you're looking for a run for this low. All right. Cool. Now I've got about 7 minutes. Let's go on to cryptos. The reason why I've reserved this is because we don't have much going on. I think my focus is more on that side than here, because there's not much, especially with what has happened over the course of the beginning of the month. This big run up, this rejection. I'm still looking for lower prices, by the way. Apart from AI we are just buying, so we're holding on to that, but the rest I'm looking for lower prices. Bitcoin, I wanted to show you. So on the monthly chart, this to that's a range. Okay, when did the range confirm? This month, end of last month here. That's what I was talking about. I don't want them to close below this low, because if they close below, then it confirms a range. Right? You're going to trade inside this range. It's going to be algorithmic. Price will trade to 50%, which they've already done. Then it will continue going down to maybe 618 to 70.5 or 0.75 level. Okay, so on the lower time frame, you are going to see up candles forming at these levels. So this one forming here, that's not random. The pullback, let me go on to the H4. It'll be much better on the H4. That right there, that up candle, that's not random. Okay, so the next move, remember, there's going to be some kind of a run on stop in the 0 to 50%. There's going to be a run on stop. That move that happened when the market opened, that was it. It was just to throw everybody off, because once the month confirms as a once the month closes down, by default, that's a change in price delivery. It means that price is going to stop delivering to the upside, and now it will deliver to the downside. Once this pattern here forms, once it forms, price will stop delivering, because I think I've talked about the open, high, low, and close. So this is the last time price closed, and then the next time it closed is here. So that is a big change in the closing price. Algorithmically, it means that there's a change in price delivery. Price is not going to deliver up again. It will deliver down on this time frame, the time frame that is formed, not the lower time frame, the time frame that is formed, which is the monthly. So price will go down on the monthly, not on the lower time frame. Lower time frame can pull back, but the monthly will go down. Okay, so this was just a pullback, and then we resume going down. Okay, so in case you're wondering, we will be coming back down again. So your next target is going to be this candle's low. Again, when that happens, you're going to anticipate open, rally, drop. So the open, rally, and then dropping is coming. So Bitcoin will be coming for 78,450, unless some miracle comes in and then we do something like that, which at this point I don't think that would be the case. It can, but I don't see that happening. So you're expecting lower prices. Ethereum, forget about it. We will be dropping here. Hype, we will be dropping here. Ripple is different. It didn't give the change in the state of delivery. So if you want to know why I was looking for Ripple not to close, now you have it. because I didn't want the state of delivery to change. This is not a change. This is a run. Okay, it's not a change. So had we closed below this candle's low, then that would have changed the state of delivery, but it didn't. So this is a reaccumulation. Okay. And the fact that we had this weekly rejecting and closing above that, that's a very, very good price action as well. So it's either Ripple stays in the consolidation or we will resume going higher. The other alternative, which I don't see it happening, but it can, is the big down candle. So if that's the case, then Ripple is I don't use that word, but it will be just like what's the word again? Dixie on the monthly, like this. Okay, big down candle. I don't want to forecast that for Ripple, but if they will go down, then that's it. Rest in peace, Ripple. It will just drop. But I don't see that. Okay, I don't see that. So it doesn't mean it cannot happen. I just don't see it. Okay, wink, wink. I don't see it. It can happen, but I don't see it. Now, what would be the telltale sign that's going to happen? They will close below this up candle. They'll close below that. And if you see it closing, if you're a long-term holder, you might as well as cash out because then they're going to drop down aggressively. But again, like I said, I don't see that happening. Tatsuo, we're sticking with the same narrative. We want to see price not selling, right? We want you to buy. I think on the weekly we had a raid here, so that's a good sign, positive sign. We might come for this high, likely come for this high. That's the only thing. Apart from that, there's nothing. On the lower time frame, the narrative will be price wanting to come for this high. And then that's all. The narrative is still the same as long as this gap exists. You're looking for up here. You can take out this low and still be valid to come up here. If we close below that, then we change it. Okay. So that's why I didn't come onto cryptos early. I spent a lot of time on there because the narrative has not really changed on them. So yeah, go back here and check out gold. Yeah, we should reject and go back up, take out this high, and then we see if we're gonna drop. So watch this down candle. If we close below, then game over. We will look for lower prices, but with caution because this has left it go high. On and off we go. That's it from me. Aussie. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Hang on. I did have a request. Someone is asking. I don't know how I'll find that. I just looked at the comment too late. But let me see if I can find it for you. Oops. My bad. Someone is requesting to find AAVE. I don't know what that is. AAVE. I guess it's that one because it has the dollar sign. Yeah, probably that one. Okay. AAVE USDT. Okay. AAVE USDT. Okay, it's the same thing, right? Let's see. No problem. You're welcome. Okay, so from a higher time frame perspective, it's still bullish. It's just pulling back. In terms of looking for trades, long term, I would say wait for a confirmation, maybe at least a weekly, because on the monthly we basically above this down candle, so we are still bullish. And I like the fact that they've left equal highs here, so that's a positive sign that they will come back up for that high, and we don't want to see them go below this down candle. So that's our we use the down candle as our protection, right? Because if we are bullish, we want the down candles to hold, down candles to hold, down candles. So this is the last one. Okay. So this down candle needs to hold. We've come back into a like a discount relative to that down candle. That's cheap. But for price to resume going higher, we don't have the confirmation yet. So we need a confirmation. Hence, I would say wait for at least something like this to form on the weekly time frame. Something like this, right? To form on the weekly time frame. Then you can start looking for the buy. Okay, because that's when we will get a confirmation price is going higher. Until then, I don't think you should be in a buy. If you trade both sides, then let me see if you can look for a sell. Because I know most crypto traders, they want to buy and hold. You rarely see crypto traders selling. And there are sellers, but the average trader doesn't like to sell cryptos for some reason. But you have to trade both sides. Maybe wait for them to run this high. Okay, maybe wait for them to run this high and then look for rejection, then sell it. Right, let them run that high and then sell it back down again until you see. If you're a buyer, then wait for the weekly to give what I just showed you. All right, okay, that's all from me for now. Thanks for the question, by the way. I rarely get questions. Enjoy the rest of your day. Diversify. Okay, guys, if you're watching me, diversify. Don't just stick all your basket in crypto. That's just the advice, because you could be buying this to going up, very easy. You could be buying euro to go up, very easy. Why do you have to tie everything on cryptos? I'm not saying crypto is not good, don't get me wrong. Never ever forget where you came from. Before crypto came into before crypto came into existence, we were all on the fiat. So why do you have to run to cryptos? Okay. Diversify. Do both. Because one is good, one is great. Fiat has been there for a long time. Crypto is very, very new. Okay. So just diversify. Just trade both. Don't do just one. Because you, especially with cryptos, you will you get sometimes disappointed because you know why. I'm not gonna say it. It's fine. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.